kind of late, but anyways, I'm just gonna go ahead and install this front sway bar. I drove the car around a little bit just with the rear sway bar, so you can look at that previous video. And you know, it handles pretty good. It's definitely a lot more oversteery, so your back end will kick out a lot more, but you definitely have a lot of lean in the front. So I mean, overall it's probably pretty twitchy at high speed. It's going to kick out pretty good, so you want to balance that out. So I'm going to go ahead and install the Whiteline sway bar and the cartboy end links. So first I'm going to jack up the car and get those on the jack stands and go ahead and remove the factory sway bar. So we're gonna go ahead and crawl underneath the car. So sorry if it's not that light anymore. It's starting to get dark. I'll try to get a flashlight under here in a minute. But you're gonna want to remove just this skid pan. So it's a bolt here, a bolt here, a bolt in the middle, and then 2 clips on the back. So we're gonna go ahead and take that off really quick. I'm gonna use my impact driver real quick. Put these bolts off to the side. This one here. Set those aside. Back here we have these 2 clips right here. So actually, both of mine are off, which just means that the Subaru dealership did a horrible job of reinstalling this because they did not clip them back on. So thanks a lot, guys. So anyways, yeah. So now you can go ahead and take this off. So it just has 2 clips here. Just slide that off, and then you have 2 retaining clips on the inside of the fender wells as well. So you're gonna want to go ahead and reach in there and get those off also. You guys couldn't really see it while you were underneath there, but or while I was underneath there. But these are the clips I was talking about inside factory splash guard. So these are them right there. You put a screwdriver right in the side of them, and then you pry them out, and then this will fall down. So these are the back 2 clips also. So those slide on to the these slide onto the frame, and those click on. And those were not clicked on for some reason. Subaru just changed my oil and I guess forgot to put them back on. Here are the bushing mounts, so we're gonna go ahead and remove those. Also, you have to remove this this plate under here. So you're gonna have to take off all these bolts here, here, here. In the middle, there's 2. Up front, there are 2 more here and here. And basically, it's the same thing on the other side. Those 2 bolts there and there, and then these. So you also have the end links, which are right up in there. So it's the same situation as it was on the rear. Basically, just remove that bolt on the bottom here, and once you do that, these factory end links are going to come out because I'm not reusing these because I'm doing the cart boys. So anyways, let's go through, let's remove all this stuff, and then we'll get down to it. I had to break loose all these bolts down here. So you're probably going to need a bigger torque wrench because these are torqued on. They're pretty tight from the factory. So, you know, you guys are going to need some sort of breaker bar or something like that. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and pull this piece down. I broke them all loose, so now I'm just going to hit them all with my impact gun because that would not break them loose. When I say impact gun, it's actually just an impact screw gun. So I mean, it's nothing too fancy here. It's not like it's an 18 bolt like one for taking off wheels. It's really just for driving screws, but it's, you know, it helps speed up the process. Okay, and one last bolt. All right, so once you got that out, now this whole cross member piece, you can pull this out and set it to the side. All right, so now we should have pretty good access to the full sway bar. Loosen those end links right now, and the sway bar should come out. This is a 14 millimeter, so go ahead and try to loosen that up. And I did not hit these with penetrating fluid or anything like that because the car is still pretty new. I mean, it's a 2014, it's 2015, and the car has 22,000 or 24,000 miles on it. So I mean, it shouldn't really be too bad unless, you know, you might be living in an area with high rust or you know, a lot of salt or something like that, or just a lot of water, a lot of rain. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that out of there. That one's out. And we're gonna repeat the process on the other side. So I dropped the sway bar out by taking out that other end link. And now we're just gonna go ahead and pull this out from under the car. Set it to the side. You wanna notice that, yeah, these are pointing kind of in an upward direction. So you wanna look at the sway bar to make sure that you're gonna install it correctly. So here's a little side-by-side comparison. So you can actually see the bins are a little bit different. The overall thickness, you know, it's quite a bit bigger. It's not a ton bigger. This already has a pretty decent front bar, but basically you can see where it bolts in, we're adjustable and all that. So that's gonna make quite a big difference. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab the new bar and slide it down underneath the car, get it into its proper spot, and then we'll get it bolted up. So I put the bushings on the end, and I'm just gonna grab these brackets real quick. I'll do the nutted stud first, because I think that's just going to be a lot easier. So I'll just kind of place the bar where it needs to go and just thread that on there real quick. And I installed both the nut and the bolt on here, and so we just kind of have this free at the moment. So now I'm gonna go over and install the end links. It's the same on this side as well. So I just did that on both sides, and I've just kind of put it on there finger tight. And we'll go back through, we have to torque everything down to spec, but I'm gonna go ahead and install the end links now. And we're getting, I mean, we're over halfway there, so this is pretty easy. So I know Cali WRX recommended, he's one of my subscribers, good guy. He recommended to get this bushing spacers, so I did end up getting those, and I did end up needing those as well. So right now I put one of the spacers on the inside, and I'm gonna put the other one right up in here, and we'll go ahead and put the bolt through. So we got that, get our washer, and we'll get our nut, and then we can go ahead and install that on there. And basically what that is doing is it's making sure that we have proper alignment of this end link, because we want it to be straight up and down. So I'm gonna put on the other one, and then hopefully it's gonna balance out, because right now I still have this loose, so we want to make sure that it's installed correctly. Also make sure that this thing should be facing upwards. Go ahead and tighten down these end links, and then when I get to the end, I'll torque them. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and go to the other side, and then I'll have to properly torque this down at the end. I'm gonna go through all this stuff with the torque wrench just to get it correct. Kinda, you know, roughly bolted down, nothing's really torqued. Like I said before, the car is under load because I just have it on ramps. But I noticed on, like, even on Rally Sport Direct's website, they forgot to put these on the front. Maybe they don't want to put them on, I don't know. It's up to them. But you have these lockdowns still, so, you know, I already put them on the rear, and you have another set for the front. So I'm gonna go ahead and install those, and what that's gonna do is it's just gonna keep your sway bar in its place. That way it's not, you know, tossing around basically, and we can kind of start cinching that down. So I'm gonna have them like this. You know, it's a possibility these could make noise, I guess, if this sway bar went up and down. It could possibly rub against there, so something I may have to look into, you know, if I start hearing some noises. But because I'm installing this under load, I don't think I'll have that much of an issue. And I mean, these things can move around if they need to. It's not like this is not gonna twist underneath the load of this chassis, you know. It could make this piece rotate on the bar if it needed to. So I'm not too worried about that. So just evenly tightening these down, and I'm gonna finish that up on the other side, and then I'm gonna go ahead and install the structure underneath the little center support and torque everything back down. I've not torqued the end links yet, but I torqued the inside bolts that connect on the bushings, and like I said, I put on this this lateral so it doesn't go side to side. I put these mounts on the inside here, and those are the same on the rear sway bar as well. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put this back on. I know you can also get a Cusco one of these, which is a pretty fancy looking one. Nice and World Rally blue, so that would be something cool. And I guess it's made out of thicker metal. But I'm gonna go ahead and just get these bolts bolted all back up, and I'm gonna torque this cage all down. Alright, so I'm just gonna cheat a little bit. I'm not gonna really torque these at all. I'm just gonna quickly just zap them all down. Oh, it just speeds everything up. Sped all that up with that. Now I got to go back, hit that all with the torque wrench, because I'm almost done with that, and then I'm gonna reapply the torque to the outer, to the end links. Doing this bolt and this bolt. I'm doing this all last because I mean that's kind of the most important part. You know, this is gonna twist this bushing if you have it down too far. So you just want to have a little bit of movement here, and you want to have the car under load. Alright, now for the end links. We're going to torque those down. Up this last bolt on the end link, I'm just torquing it down. This takes quite a while just because you're trying not to over torque it, and I can only get a little bit of travel in here, so that's kind of annoying. But anyways, that's what you gotta do to do it correctly. I think we're getting pretty close. There it is. Let's check it. There it is. Alright, so now on to the next side, and then I can install the shield underneath the car. Alright guys, so I got everything torqued down. That's what the end links look like when they're installed. So that's the setting I have it on. These are the retainer things right there. I have everything torqued back down to the proper torque spec. Grab your shield, bring it down here, slide it underneath your car. Whoops, a little piece fell out, but that's okay. Go ahead and throw your bolts in. Go ahead and get the alright, bang that right on there. That's it right there. You guys couldn't see it before. That's it. So you just put it in there and you smash it in. You do that on both sides. So now we are all buttoned up, so ready to get this thing off the jack stand.